Okay, hi everybody. I'm Shradha Kochhar. I'm a recent graduate of the Parsons School of Design, MFA Textiles. And today I'll be presenting my work of memory and matter, building radical ecosystems from the very seed to stitch. The work revolves around building alternative ecosystems and practices that are essentially driven by radical indigenism and local wisdom, investigating the interweb of words, essentially cloths, cotton, colonialism, and community. The work essentially exists as objects that link the past, the present, and the future, simply by knitting fibers shared by generations over time. The three pillars that I look at through my work are essentially materiality, community, solidarity and care, and essentially environmental equity. Two questions I essentially found myself asking a lot through the making of this project was, uh, or not even this project, I feel like this may just be my life's work. But essentially, why lean on current systems of cotton farming and textile making that not only harm the environment, but also strip farmers of their agency? And the second question was, why depend on genetically modified and foreign seeds that are simply not compatible with the land, when instead we must be looking towards reviving regenerative indigenous varieties of crop? Meanwhile, living through a very painful, almost body numbing personal loss, I was also thinking of this cotton fiber as a vessel, as a means to form connections with those we've lost over the years. Um, and something I kept asking myself was how we connected through the relationship we share with the soil, seed, and fiber, which again has been collectively shared by generations from time immemorial. Um, Obsessed with cotton as a material, I started building this sort of seed library where I was collecting seeds from India and the US, which between which the work essentially has been made. Um, so there's a photo of Kala cotton, which is essentially from Gujarat in India, Sea Island cotton that I found in Texas, and Suvian cotton, which is essentially a hybrid of Sea Island cotton and an indigenous cotton in India in Tamil Nadu. Um, as and when I sort of got even more immersed into the world of cotton, I essentially, through visiting agricultural archives, I came across Kala cotton, which I like to call a miracle cotton crop, because essentially the crop requires no artificial irrigation, and sort of it breeds and lives through natural rainwater, and through without any pesticides or insecticides throughout its use. Uh, Another pillar of the work is essentially khadi. And khadi was popularized by Gandhi in India and was an integral part of the civil disobedience movement, wherein, in order to uplift communities, in order to sort of revive the economy and survive, essentially, there was a simple boycott of foreign goods that were made by machines. And Gandhi essentially encouraged everyone to know how to make their own clothes through spinning your own fiber on this tool that you see on the left, which is called a peti charkha. Um, Traditionally, khadi is hand spun and hand woven. But through my work, I really wanted to see how I can make it modern and make it relevant to the world of today. And also look at khadi as a means to essentially be this well-rounded answer to sort of climate change, systematic oppression, and also wealth disparity. Um, Also, what's really interesting about making through a traditional means is that through the same process, you can not only encourage this aspect of textiles, which was conceived as invisible labor, but also, for example, a khadi knit t-shirt compared to a mainstream cotton t-shirt can essentially reduce water consumption by 97%, and the carbon footprint by 93%. So I made the work essentially between India and the US in New York, and I was spinning in public spaces, spinning in houses, outdoors, indoors, with people, without people. Um, and really, it took me to this sort of meditative, introspective place where I was making this work. The work is essentially made by hand spinning kala cotton and then hand knitting it on a flatbed knitting loom and crocheting into lace in some cases. Um, I think of this work as a means to sort of be a time machine that transports you from the present to the past. A lot of the work is essentially driven through archival photos from my family, and the work essentially exists as family portraits, heirlooms, and alternative vessels and tools. Thank you.
Thank you, Shradha, for a beautiful